Don't judge this king's choices when you don't understand my reasons.
I lost it all and most counted me out. However, this king didn't fold. Now watch me adjust my crown.
Wait, what's the tagline? Oh, I'm getting a crown. Oh, shit. Practice is over. Now, it's game time for this king.
In the game of chess, there's one king and many pawns. Namaste, bitches.
I mean, girl, it's no shade, but this season, I'm the king who's paid. Watch mother now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Realness Behind the Crown, Season 2 Reunion Special. I'm your host, Michael Jean-Pierre, and I'm sitting here with these 5 amazing guys as we go into talking about what happened on an amazing, chaotic, sweet, triumphant, and defeating season. But first we want to recognize and remember a very important member of our cast who is no longer with us today. Let's take a moment of silence for Roman. Okay. Unless it's really heavy, you guys, and I really wish Roman was here with us. No, it's very, very difficult to deal with the loss of a loved one, no matter how we might have felt about them at any given point in time. He was a member of our family, and I just want to, take some time as we go around the room. First of all, I'll tell you what I want to say. I'm very sorry for your loss. I want to start off by saying that no matter what, I'm very sorry for your loss. That's a lot to deal with. But I do want to take some time and let everybody have their own individual remembrance of him, and later on the show, we'll let you speak more about it. Is that okay? Okay, great. Let's start over here with Mr. Nigel. How you doing today, Nigel? You look great. I love the ensemble. How are you feeling?
I have mixed emotions.
Mixed?
We've suffered so much loss. So yeah, I'm just kind of here to bond with the guys and hopefully have a great reunion. And remember Roman because he was the comedian of the crew. And even though he was always asking us, how does that make us feel? Now we could say how him being gone makes us feel. So.
Right. He's very thoughtful. Jonas?
It's painful. Roman was the glue. He kind of kept us together, or would get you on track when he saw you kind of going away from the group, I guess. So it hurts, and I don't know that I fully processed, but I'm getting there.
Okay. Harlem.
Michael, hello.
Good to see you. How are you feeling?
I miss my friend. The year's been rough in general, with everything that's been going on, and to suffer a loss such as Romans, it hurts. And with it being so close to home, we all loved him. And we miss him dearly.
Man. Thunder.
Honestly, I'm still shocked. I didn't get a chance to really get to know him as well as the other guys do.
Okay.
Shocking, but.
And then Tatum, as I said before, later on the show, we'll let you express more so. But I do feel more for you, most of all. You two seemed to be really having something there, and it seemed like it was going to go somewhere. I can imagine it. I definitely can imagine it. We've all had our differences here, but one thing I think we can all agree on that Roman was an amazing person. Yes. He definitely was somebody to steer everybody straight and path, even if he didn't necessarily agree with what we did. Yeah. He stood by us, and so I'm very proud for the time that I got to know him, even if it was very brief. Okay? Yeah. All right. So, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into it with the guys. We're going to start off with our good friend, Mr. Nigel here, who won a lot, lost a lot, and has a lot to say. All right? Y'all stay tuned. This is the Realness Behind the Crown, Season 2 Reunion Special. Welcome back. You're watching the Realness Behind the Crown Season 2 reunion special. Sitting here with these 5 amazing guys. Today, you guys, we're going to talk about some very, 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 very interesting things that happened this season. But I want to start off with somebody who had a pretty balanced season, even though they love and lost big time. Let's start with our good friend Nigel here, the serial entrepreneur and all around sort of good guy. What's going on today, Nigel?
Wow.
You sort of good.
You sound good. I was talking about the guy part, but I'm mother. Always mother.
Okay.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great as well. You look great. I love your ensemble. I love how you always pull it together. You're always very nicely dressed.
You look great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So, what's going on with you? When we last saw you in the last scene, you and Jarvis were kaput. He left you a Dear John letter or a Dear Jarvis letter in his case, and he was gone. How are you feeling? Where are you guys standing with everything?
From the last thing that you guys were privileged to see, so Jarvis and I had briefly spoken, trying to reconcile. He feels that I still haven't changed, and after going through therapy, I realized that I haven't.
Wow.
And my therapist told me that when you're on an airplane and the mask drops, the first thing the flight attendant tells you to do is to put the mask on yourself. You have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of anyone else. So I had to make sure I was okay before I could make sure that he was okay.
Mm.
And even though we were married and we were joined as one, I'm still, you're still your own individual person. So
Right.
I am allowing Jarvis to have his time. Prayerfully, because of the time invested in the marriage, we can reconcile. He has filed for divorce. So these are the divorce papers.
Oh.
They won't be signed. They won't be signed because I think that he's acting impulsively. So
I mean, well, let's pause. I don't know if he's necessarily acting impulsively. You two have been married for how long now?
6 years.
6 years. That's quite a bit of time for someone not to have been around your friends. Like, none of you have like really met him in person before this season, correct?
They were privileged to him. Yes, they just not in long settings.
Just not in long settings, but you didn't know he was trans, I should say.
No, I knew.
No,
They didn't know.
They didn't know. Is that not some information that you thought to possibly share with them? Because he's very open and honest with his identity, but you did seem very embarrassed and abashed and ashamed by it.
I wasn't necessarily embarrassed or ashamed. It's just, look at these hoes.
Oh.
I mean, when I say that, I'm saying like my group of friends, they're a special group, and so in my mind I'm thinking like,
I know no more.
in my mind I'm thinking like, if I bring him around them, they won't be as receptive because I'm an open-minded individual. So
Okay.
in today's times we have so much going on with pansexuality and things of that nature, as well as transsexuals. So it's
Well, transgender, I would say.
well, it's a whole that's a whole different umbrella. It's like
Right.
40 or so acronyms or names.
Yes. New alphabets and negative. All the time.
So I just wasn't sure, and then it was so much going on all the time that I never found the right time. Because
Okay.
the way I was raised was that everybody does not have to be privileged to all of your private business.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
I didn't have
that's
to
true.
actually bring them into the fold. All they needed to know that I was in love with a man, we were married, and this was my husband. That's all they needed to know.
Okay, but the husband was insisting that he get to be around the friends, that he gets to engage with them, and you were still barring that. So, I mean, I don't feel like there was much for you to acquiesce to kind of like ease his tension when it came to the situation concerning whether you were accepting of him or not.
But, and you're right, and some of the things he said to me, such as me inviting him and doing things at the last minute, that was strategically done. I can't lie.
Yeah,
They
I
were
saw
strategically
that.
done because it's one of those things where you want him to come, but then it's like, I don't want you to come. So if he would have said, yes, I'm going to go, it's like, shoot, he can go and just go ahead and let him come. But I knew that if I got him at the last minute, he would always have to decline. So, but it still wasn't an ashamed situation. I wasn't embarrassed or ashamed. It was just I didn't know how they would receive us being together, because then it would become the questions.
Well, let's ask somebody. Thunder, how would you have dealt with this situation?
I just found out what a trans man is.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Thunder. Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Thunder.
you.
Thanks. Tatum, you were recently in a relationship. Again, sorry again. How would you have dealt with this situation? Do you feel like your good friend Nigel dealt with the situation properly?
I love Nigel dearly. I don't think that he held his man down or handled the situation properly. I think if he would have I think if we would sat down with everyone individually, all of his friends individually versus a group, I think they would had a better understanding. I mean, maybe you would have got questions from us, but I don't think it would have been as like hard and right in his face if it was
So
in a
shocking.
group. Right, because when you're with the group of us, we all have different personalities. And one person telling us everything, it's like you getting all these questions and all these personalities from it. But if you would have set us down individually and really had a conversation, like, look, I know you've only seen Jarvis in passing or side profiles or things of that sort or whatever, but this is who my husband is. But I also agree with him at the same time. Like, you don't have to tell everybody your personal business. But I think with us, we've been friends for so long that we're almost like family in sort of, if you will. But I think if you just would have set us down individually and been, I think it would have smoother.
But I don't think that, Nigel intended for that to pan out the way that it did.
No, I don't. I don't think so either.
At some point, Nigel, if you wanted to sit down and have a conversation with, that was your decision. The same way I didn't pan on my proposal being fucked up by him, but
we're gonna get to that later on.
I'm saying that things happen. That's the point of me bringing it up. Things happen.
Things do happen.
Right.
Things do happen.
Yeah, but Nigel, I don't feel as if you didn't want to bring it to the group in that moment, we didn't know that he was going to walk in with that shirt. It happened. And, as your friends had shit not went the way that it was, I would have been more there for you that night, baby.
I'm sorry.
Definitely appreciate that, Harlem. But you did have some balance. You opened a restaurant, sold a restaurant. Here, the food is really, really good. I haven't gone down there yet.
It's phenomenal.
Yes.
Is it?
Come get your
Phenomenal.
Come feed your soul.
What you think? What you say is the best plate for the people to get to?
It depends on what you eat, because Tatum here is pescatarian. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so he only does seafood.
So it's not giving Supreme Fish Delight, right?
Oh.
It's not giving us JJ's Fish and Chips.
No, not at all.
Thank you,
Oh,
because I need a little ocean air in my life.
Oh my gosh, no, it's not giving that at all. It's lovely. The mojo, especially with the shrimp, oh my god, to die for.
Okay.
To die for. Yeah.
Where do these recipes come from? Are they like family recipes?
Well, I partnered with a friend of mine from back in the past, and that's more of the chef. I'm more of the marketing in the face. And my
Wait a minute,
partner
pause. You said a friend from in the past.
Mhm.
What kind of friend is this from the
is
past?
platonic.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. So.
These boys like to use the word friend these days, and friend be meaning a lot
Well, I
of different
mean,
things.
come on now. How would I open up a business with a friend from the past and have a husband that's
Easy. They do it all the time. Have you been to Atlanta?
I have.
Okay.
Have you been in my age bracket?
I have. I've been inside your age bracket, on top of your age bracket,
Okay.
below it, across the bridge. So I know it very well. But go right ahead.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm not the norm. I'm not statistics. So it's a platonic friend, and they handle all of the cooking, and I do all the marketing and things like that.
Okay, great. Definitely have to check that out. You guys, where can they find your restaurant at?
It is actually in Stone Mountain.
Oh,
Right
not
here.
Atlanta.
No, not Atlanta. Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Like I'm ready to say, not Atlanta. All right.
So I would disclose the address, but I know people be trying to stalk me. But it's in Stone Mountain. They can just look it up. Old school flavor.
Y'all stalking over chicken wings and
No,
cornbread and
stalking me.
Oh, okay.
I'm like available now. No, I'm just kidding. The address is 6670 James Speaker Memorial Drive, Stone Mountain, Georgia. They
We
can
get
come
these
see me
divorce
at any
papers.
time.
We get these divorce papers, and we started making a public service announcement.
No, I just want to make sure they know. No, I didn't say I was available.
Exactly.
Okay.
I just said,
Unsigned.
yeah, they're unsigned.
So you always have like something working in the wings. Like, what's next for you?
So, honestly, it's really funny because I think I want to get into hats and T-shirts and things like that, and
Okay.
branding that with like nice slogans and things that can kind of give people affirmations.
Okay.
So, I'm looking into it. Don't know yet because you can be a jack of all trades, and master of none.
I got you. Well, I understand that, man. They say the average millionaire has multiple streams of income. And I think you well on your way to that point. So definitely congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
But let's take some questions from the audience, from the people who watch.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Ready, mama?
Here we go. Nigel, with you introducing Thunder to the group, do you feel responsible for bringing in someone who has slept with almost half the cast in the last 2 seasons? And this comes from Big Kool-Aid Smile 94 from Atlanta, Georgia.
Well, Big Kool-Aid Smile 94 from Atlanta, Georgia. I do not feel responsible for an adult. I introduced him to the group to be amongst the group so that he could have peers and friends in this in this setting. Calm down. Hey, calm down. And whatever his actions were beyond that were beyond my control. So I do not feel
So you don't feel no accountability or anything?
No.
Like you don't have any regrets introducing him to everybody?
No,
That's
because
everything that's happening?
they were meeting to network. It's just like Facebook.
Oh.
You get on Facebook to network, but you
Do
get on.
they?
Yes, that's what
They have Facebook days?
But
I
no,
don't
but
know.
they have that now. When it was first introduced, it was social media networking.
It was for
But we
college
decided to
students.
use it
Yeah.
for what we used it for. So it's the same thing. I introduced them to networking. Whatever happened after that was up to them. But they already knew each other, so.
Well, that's okay. So I have a question from Tidra54. You and Tatum seem to have buried what happened last season. Do you consider him a friend now?
Well, he was never not a friend. We just had problems.
Okay.
He was never not a friend. I mean, you can't be amongst a group of people and hang out with them and not consider them to be friends. Well, they can be acquaintances, but to the magnitude that we are,
Okay.
we were always friends. And if you remember season 1, when we had our coming of meetings at the Christmas party, at his party,
Mm-hmm.
I told him then it was more me than him. So I never not considered him to be a friend.
Okay.
It was just things that I was going through with my sister's situation, and I just blamed him instead of actually looking at the picture in its totality.
All right. So we have our next question from I Know You Fucking Lying 22. Nigel, when you married Jarvis, you took a vow to put him first. Did you really not see the signs, girl?
Again, I did see the signs, but you know how you can be blinded by things, and you can think that some things are more stern or sturdy than what they are. So in my mind, I'm thinking, if I'm doing this and he may notice it or may not notice it, hopefully he wouldn't, that I could overshadow that, by coming in and cooking, coming in and kissing him. Because when I'm at home, it's a whole different story. So if I'm able to coddle him and kind of surface the situation, so yes, I saw the signs,
Okay.
but yeah.
Honestly, it feels like you dropped the ball.
I'm with you.
Like really hard.
I should have been a better actor. So I could have acted like a better. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really just kidding.
Well, you have to tap dance your way through a divorce, so have at it.
Well, I have to sign the papers first. And
Well,
I
there's such thing as a one-sided divorce where they can let you go. You seen Kanye West and Kim Kardashian? How this working?
Mm-hmm.
It happens. It definitely happens. Another question from What's the Fuck Up? Has Harlem and Jonas moving to DC affected you in any way, Nigel, especially after losing Jarvis and Roman? That's a very good question.
So,
Yeah.
as I told the two of them earlier, I may just have to go out to DC. Yes,
Come on, get away from
I mean,
some
since Jarvis is giving me a little freedom, I can go on out and see them. The only problem is, I was in the process of purchasing a house for Jarvis when all of this transpired.
So, where are we with that house? Have you put that on pause, or are you still moving it for yourself?
Well, we
maybe
are.
it'll attract him back.
He's not a materialistic person. As you saw throughout the entire season, he was very simple.
Yeah.
He's not a materialistic person. So I think that the house was more for me, to say, well, this is a big gift. You know how, rappers buy their girlfriends cars and things. It was more for me. So it's on pause now, just because, as I said, I may make the move. So I don't want to get a property and you have to deal with it.
Come on,
So we'll see what the future holds.
It's just really interesting, man, with this situation. Like, it was pretty blatant to most of us that, like, this just wasn't handled well at all. But when you went to talk to his baby mama, you were so eloquently spoken, and the way you handled that, I was like, oh, wow. I mean, first of all, do you think it was your place to handle that and not let him deal with it himself? Especially being that when you said you introduced him to the group, you kind of were like, well, what he does after that is his business, his responsibility. That's definitely his business and his responsibility. But you took control and jumped in there.
I asked.
But even asking though, was it still your place to do that?
Well,
Why not? Why take responsibility in that situation when it's so deeply personal concerning him and his baby mama and his daughter, and not take one with these multiple people that you call his family too?
So
Why does he outweigh all of them?
Well, he didn't outweigh them. If either one of them would have had a similar situation, I would have asked if they needed me to interject. Again, I am mother. But when it comes to this group, I am pretty much the person that everybody comes to for advice, and I try to make sure that everything is harmonious, like everything flows. So since I've met Thunder, he has continuously had problems with Sabrina. And he's tried to handle it on his own, and he hasn't been successful. So I said, well, maybe if I step in and try to let her know my backstory and why I am so adamant about him being able to see his daughter, maybe that will warm her heart. So that was my reason, because it was more personal for me for what I went through. and I could probably convey that to her. So when he said yes, I just took advantage of him. Had he said no, I would have left it alone because he is an adult. So, but I wanted to be there for him just like I would want to be there for any of the other guys.
What is it that you hope for their situation? Do you think either of them are handling it the best way they possibly could have?
Sabrina and Thunder?
Yes.
So it's hard. It's hard when it comes to bisexual or gay men who have dealt with women and have children, because the women are going to always feel slighted.
Because they didn't know, it wasn't exposed to them.
They didn't know, it wasn't exposed to them, and you have to always remember that a woman can never be a man and a man can never be a woman. So the guys that he's dating, she could never be. And she is in love with him. And they have a child together, which means that that's more of a bond. And I don't know, yeah.
You giving them tools, let them.
Yeah. It's gonna be a process because he's new to being like openly gay, and she's new to him being gay, and then the daughter having to be filtered into all of it. It's just it's a whole. But therapy will work.
A lot of therapy, Jesus, superheroes,
and
a new earth. Yes. Have you spoken to Sabrina since then? Like maybe off camera or anything?
We have had 2 other conversations because she's actually a very loving woman.
Okay.
And she did reach out
That's good to know.
to check on me.
Real.
She checked on me based on the story that I told her about my dad. So when Father's Day came around, she did check on me. So
that's sweet. Okay. Well, shout out to you, Sabrina, for being open-minded to our good friend Nigel here. Nigel, what are you hoping for the rest of the year? We are still just a quarter into 2022. What are you wishing for?
Peace, love, and no, I'm just kidding. I just really want all of my friends to flourish, grow, and be the best versions of themselves that they can be. We can probably partner up and do some things and grow as well. As you know, me being an entrepreneur, that's kind of my niche. So I'm always looking for the next thing to do. So if someone comes to me and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, and I can help to amplify that, then I want to be able to do that. So for the year, I'm just looking for us to build better bonds, because we once were a group that had little to no drama to being increasingly dramatic and messy.
Exponentially this season, I was kind of, no, put that down, security. So I was thinking in my head, I hope we don't have to yell that today. If we do, we will. But last question, out of this group, who do you feel has improved the most, and who do you feel needs to desperately improve overall? Oh, wow.
So,
but she being mother, you got to take accountability for your children.
Hold on, baby, I got this. No, me already. No, just got
yes. I mean, y'all need to check your vibe. Wait a minute.
So, who has improved the most would have to definitely be Tatum, because he did stop drinking. He did start to get his life on track until the tragedy happened. So he is the most improved. And what was the second part of it? Who was
who desperately needs
improvement?
Desperately needs improvement. Desperately needs improvement.
Yes, I can't really go with desperately. But I mean, if I had to choose out of the 3 remaining kings, I guess it would have to be Thunder.
Okay.
Only because of the situation with his daughter. No, I'm saying like desperate, not like that, because I wouldn't put you. Come on now. I wouldn't do that to you.
It sounds like you scared the rumble from Thunder.
It
sounds like you scared the rumble from Thunder.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Remember, you're watching the Realness Behind the Crown Season 2 reunion special. I'm your boy, Michael Jean-Vier, and I'll be back with the rest of the Kings. Stay tuned.